Question?
My name is Paula Rose, and I'm the publisher of Education Update. I think we can all agree the importance of the involvement of parents. We're all here. We agree on that. My question to you is the following. How do you get parents to become more involved? I know how Jeffrey Canada does it, because he told me. He went and knocked on doors up at the area in which he began his endeavors, and then he gave prizes. He paid a month's rent for those parents who would show up at meetings. I'd like the panel's discussion of how do you get parents involved?
You should respond first, since you're doing it.
Okay. Well, I think, you know, I've been up to the Harlem Children's Zone as well, and I have a lot of respect for the hard work they're doing up there. We have, like I said before, we have a lot of resources at the school that are what the families need. We have, you know, we see ourselves as being serving the whole child. So that means we're looking at their mental health needs and their medical needs, and that brings parents in. We have a family game night once a month where everyone comes and plays board games, and we have a plate of food for $2 that the PTA makes and serves out, and it's remarkably successful. We have classes for parents, some that I mentioned before. We have others as well. So we also will have a raffle for, you know, some items at our meetings to bring people in. We do a lot of face-to-face flyering out in the schoolyard at dismissal time. We do phone calls. We'll even go to the homes as well if we feel that there's a child is not coming to school, or I've actually been known to go to a home and get a kid out of their pajamas. So you know, it takes those you know, personal contacts, and it also takes letting people know that they are welcome in the school. There's some schools, and I'm sorry, this shames me on behalf of my colleagues, but there are some schools where there's a line drawn, an actual physical painted line, and parents are not supposed to cross that line in the schoolyard. And there's no one who speaks the language of the parent who welcomes people at the front door of the school. So, you know, I've worked very hard to make sure that our safety agents speak Spanish. We have an Arabic club and a Chinese club for our very small minority of students who speak those languages as a home language, and I get parents to come in and help run those clubs so that they feel that they have a place in the school. So, you know, I think home languages being respected and being used in the school is critical. Many different entry points for parents to be coming in. It could be a Saturday, it could be an evening, it could be early morning. We have to make this accommodate their lives. The other thing we do is we, like you were mentioning, this notion of contracts. We have what we call curriculum statements, and actually, you inspired this idea for me, Pedro, and you don't even know this, but and also the whole teacher data initiative also inspired me, because I agreed, who are we accountable to in the school? We're accountable to our families, we're accountable to our community. So we, teachers, are going to declare 4 times a year, this is what I'm going to teach your kid for the next 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is. And here's what you can do at home to help your child learn these things, very specific. And then this is the rubric, this is the assessment that I'm going to use in relation to this statement of what I'm going to teach, to let you know and let this child know, and so I know that the child has learned it, and if they haven't, this is a starting point for what we're going to do next to make sure they learn it. So this is the kind of attitude and sensibility that we are developing at our school among our faculty, so that there is not this sense of blaming parents and families, so that there is this sense of, you know, we are accountable to this community to teach these children, and also you as parents have a responsibility to do something at home. And if you don't understand some of these words, you know, what's the associative property, what's the distributive, we're going to have workshops and we're going to teach you what that means so that you can speak that academic language with your children at home. And those curriculum statements will be available in Spanish as well, so that they are accessible to our parents. So that's some of what we do.
Can we clone you?
But notice she didn't say they pay the rent, right? And while I think it's great that the Home Children's Zone has the resources to do that, that shouldn't be the standard. Christina never mentioned using financial incentives. She just talked about trying to respond to what she knows to be the needs of those parents and building that relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what the schools that are succeeding right now are doing.
What we do is not, I mean, we always need more money, but I'm not talking about any kind of deep pocket partner that we have. We are, we have the limited resources of a public school, a neighborhood public school. In fact, under fair student funding, which I don't know if you are aware of that whole system of budgeting in New York City, when that system went into effect a few years ago, it was supposed to equalize the funding per capita for students throughout the city. At that time, our school was 11th from the bottom in terms of funding of schools, of all those 1,700 schools. And after fair student funding, we improved. We were at 18th from the bottom.
By the way, the state did not do fair.
Yeah, this was the city,
This was
so
the city.
I'm not. Merrill had nothing to do with this. Yeah. It's what we do is, yes, we need money. I'm never going to say that it's okay that we don't have more money, but there are many things that you can do with the resources that you have.
We have